It wouldn't have been funny because it would have been on Entourage.
I'm with you. I'm with you. You got to stick up for yourself.
Thank you.
And by the way, I know we're here to talk about Funny People, the new movie with Seth, and Judd wrote and directed it, and it's a funny movie. And the fact is that I do want to, before you leave, compliment you on the movie Observe and Report.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'm a huge fan of Observe and Report.
Awesome.
I thought
Thank
it was
you
one
very
of the
much.
funniest movies.
That is so nice of you, man. I totally agree. And
This is the one where you play a mall cop.
Right. Yeah. And
man.
It was somewhat ignored.
My wife and I watched it. We had a great time watching that.
You know who loved that movie? You and David Letterman.
That's it, huh?
I swear to God. I've done Letterman like 5 times, and it's literally the only time he was like, seriously, I love this movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
I could really tell. And,
what is happening with it? Because I keep waiting for it to come on like pay-per-view.
It'll come out. I hope they let it out on DVD.
Who knows? You don't know.
They buried this movie.
It's a little annoying because the last time I did Letterman, he said, "Did you see Observe and Report?"
Exactly.
Now, the movie is called Funny People. Let's get down to it. That's why the boys are here today.
Let's get real.
Let's get real. They're trying to make a couple of dollars in this business. In fact, Judd, the pressure's really more on you even than on Seth. Because I don't think you've had a flop yet. Have you?
I'm doing pretty well, yes. Now's the moment. Now's the moment.
None of the movies he's directed have failed. A few of the movies I've been in haven't done that well, so I'm cool.
Right. You've been through the experience of highs and lows.
I have.
Judd is on one big roll.
Yeah.
This is a very big weekend for you. Now, let's be honest. You got Adam Sandler in the movie. You got Seth Rogen in the movie. You got all the stars lined up. This is a big deal. Are you nervous about opening this movie, or are you past that? And you yourself have said you're allowed to have 3 shitty movies in a row before they throw you out of show.
Exactly.
So even if this is your first one,
that's right.
You can come back.
Judd, they gave me 4.
I'm on 2.
But what is the deal? Is the movie tracking? What is your predictions for box office? You got Adam Sandler. He's the top guy. Come on, let's talk business now.
It seemed, they track it, so they ask people, like, are you going to go or not going to go?
Right.
And it is tracking like one of Adam Sandler's successful movies,
Good.
Which is great. And when we show it to people, it plays great, and the reviews have leaned really positive. So I'm hopeful. There is diarrhea involved. I have a little of that. There's some sleep medications I got from Dr. Murray that are helping me.
And what happens in the business where they call you after Friday night and they say, listen, we've got a hit or we've got a bomb?
They know at like 12:01 a.m. Friday morning.
Right.
Like, yeah,
they know from like the AOL movie phone pre-sale what the whole weekend will be.
Wow.
They know right now how much the movie's been.
and Sandler, now all of a sudden you have access to Sandler again, you're A-list, all of this. If the movie doesn't... That's right.
I just got his home phone number again.
Do you go to
think those doors will close if this doesn't work?
Oh, please, that's my point. You know the doors are going to close on you. If this is a bomb for Sandler. Sandler doesn't take a bomb easily. I mean, he's got a big career going.
He hasn't had many of them.
That's right. So you probably even feel responsible. It really is a big responsibility for you.
It is a little scary anytime you work with your friends. When we made The Cable Guy back in the day, and we were so excited, and we loved it. We giggled the whole shoot. We're like, this movie's going to be gigantic. And there's that moment after the movie doesn't open, and you're like, I don't get why it's not a hit. I love it, and you feel out of touch with the universe. Like,
it's a great movie.
It is. Yeah. But I was literally the reason that movie failed. I was like a 14-year-old kid and was like, why isn't he talking out of his ass?
You and me both. That's all we wanted.
Seth, you're so immature.
Baba Booey's interrupting me.
Judd has to go.
Judd has to go. Where are you going, Judd?
You guys
I'm
are
going to
splitting
do
up?
this show. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Good Morning America.
Never heard of it.
Might catch on.
I'll be back tomorrow morning.
All right.
Let's finish
We
this
won't,
tomorrow.
but you can.
Okay.
We have Fridays off.
Right. Listen,
I'll never be back again.
the movie is called Funny People.
Yes.
And Judd wrote it. And he got Adam Sandler and Seth to do it.
And he directed it?
And he directed it.
All right.
And it's a funny movie.
Can I say something that I just forgot to say?
Go ahead.
Fuck Entourage.
Stick up for your guy.
I got to get back on the train.
Thank you, Judd.
And you know what? If I got to fight, I think I could beat 3 out of the 5 guys on that show.
I think you could.
Do me a favor. When you go on Good Morning America, start with that line.
Exactly. Have Diane Sawyer say it.
Go ahead, because you know what I'll do? I'll hold Seth for a few minutes. He can meet the porn star.
You know what? It's good for me and the wife to not be here for this section.
Yeah, exactly.
Your wife is hot, by the way, Judd.
She is.
Very hot.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
Whoever's entering this.
Hey, by the way, didn't Sandler... Get on that mic real quick for 1 second. Didn't Sandler hit on your wife when you guys were roommates or something?
They bumped into each other at a bar when they were very, very young.
Before you knew her?
Yes, Adam sent her a note, and then he was trying to have someone, like, say, come sit at my table when he was like a kid.
Right.
And Leslie refused to walk to someone else's table. She was cocky back then, too.
Right.
And then they both just had a standoff, and then no one moved, and that was it.
So they never hooked up?
That's the lie. That's the cover story.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I have a follow-up to that real quick. Leslie is in Big Daddy.
Leslie is
Were you dating her at that point?
I was.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then when you're... there's love scenes between Adam and your wife in the movie.
I think that's so fucked up.
I do, too.
It's not a love scene.
They make out.
It's the act of cunnilingus.
He eats her out.
He
That's
eats her
all.
out, but they also... But there's a lot of kissing and stuff.
Yeah, it was like, how can I get Adam's face away from my wife's face quickly? I'll have him go down on it.
How can I get it close to her pussy?
That's the one part of the movie I didn't understand. I want to know if that came from your mind directly.
Well, I just thought because he cheated on her when they were younger, immediately she had to dominate him and say, just do this to apologize.
So let me ask you something. Because that's unusual. When a guy is in bed with a woman just to perform cunnilingus and then not have intercourse is very, very strange.
She had to get her revenge.
Have you had that in your life where you just perform cunnilingus on a woman and then she said, get out of my bed?
Without even like a hand job?
That requires
afterwards?
thinking I have a sexual history.
Go to Good Morning America.
You know,
talk to Diane Sawyer about it.
Exactly.
You know, that actually happened to me once, and honestly, this is the true story. That happened to me once, but the only reason it didn't go any further was because the girl had passed out from liquor. By the time I was done, and I was faced with this moral dilemma, like, I'm not a rapist.
Seth, let me understand something.
Yes.
And by the way, Judd should really stick up for you on that.
I know, it's a little fucked up. I stick up for him, I think.
How is The Green Hornet going to be? Is it going to be a good movie? Is it going to be treated seriously, like a true superhero movie? No jokes, like go right through it?
I mean, there's going to be some humor in it. We're looking at movies like True Lies. I don't know if you remember that
Yes,
movie.
I do.
But kind of like movies where the action is taken as seriously as it can be, but like the relationships between the characters are funny. I mean, or like Beverly Hills Cop, movies like that, Midnight Run. I mean, those are the movies we've been talking about. But kind of the superhero version of that, so it'll just be bigger and more action and kind of a slightly heightened reality, I guess, because there's guys in masks and shit like that.
And
but
you're still with the girlfriend, huh?
I am. You
Wow.
predicted we'd break up while filming The Green Hornet, so
That's exactly right.
I still have a few months.
Women are coming on to you like crazy, right?
You know what's funny is I see some of my friends with girlfriends who are in movies and shit, and they go out to like nightclubs and stuff like that, and I just don't do that. I just can't put myself in the situation where I would even be around the women like that. Coming on your show's the closest I have been to a while.
Is your girlfriend going to be upset if you see a porn star? Do you want to watch the girls spin the wheel of sex?
I would love to. Yeah,
You
no,
do?
I
You want to stay here for that?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah,
I mean, you can't beat off during it.
Okay,
I can't allow any of that.
That's the rule. What if we all do it?
No, it's not cool.
We can do it back here if you want to sit back
is that
here.
what this wall is for?
I would let you sit on that if you really want to do it. It's hardcore.
Is it?
You might see a woman getting farted on while singing.
I think I have to see that.
By the way, why did you tell your friend, Jonah Hill, why did you tell him not to take a part in Transformers 2?
Oh, because I just thought it would be terrible.
But it made a fortune. Wouldn't that have been a big deal for him?
I don't know. Did you see it?
I did.
It's like
I did not like it.
Oh no, it's like unbelievable.
I hate it.
I felt it's funny because a lot of like actually the crew who's working on the Green Hornet, like the visual effects guys, worked on that movie, and I like came into work after I saw it, and I was like, I just saw the biggest fucking piece of shit I've ever seen. Yeah. I just see like 20 guys looking at me, be like, we worked really hard on that movie.
I thought it was so. You feel you did the right thing, telling him not to be in it?
Of course I do. I think it was insulting to the.
I understand, Seth. There's a mindset in Hollywood where an agent will send you a script and even if it's horrendous, they'll go, but it's going to be a big hit. And
that's right.
Well,
you got to do it.
A ton of people are going to see me suck in a piece of shit.
Exactly. I mean, I'd rather contain that as much as possible.
You got to see funny people opening tomorrow in theaters everywhere. And if you want, I'll take a little break.
Yeah.
I'll set up the Wheel of Sex. If you want to stay in here and watch what happens.
I kind of do.
I want to see it.
I'd love to.
I love this kind of stuff.
Yeah, no.
It's very simple. These girls are hardworking girls. They want to get plugs for their movies, for their websites and all that stuff. They spin the Wheel of Sex. Whatever it lands on, they have to perform, and then they get a great plug.
I'm very excited to see how this goes.
All right. Seth, what does it feel like?
It's hard to stand out in the porn industry.
There's a lot of. If there's one thing I've learned from looking at porn, there's a lot of it out there. I mean,
in fact, let me give a little. There is a lot of it.